How's it? Today's Saturday, September 2nd. We're feeling good. We're feeling alright. Yeah. That song is Feeling Alright by Revolution, one of my favorite bands. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty good for what it's worth. I've gone through a lot of that rehab issues that I've been dealing with my lower back, and for today, I didn't experience anything. And that is a really good sign moving forward. Today was just essentially like an all deadlift day. Well, I mean, I did bench press a little bit, but it was an all deadlift day, and I'm super happy with how everything felt. If you recall, last week I did no Saturday lifting, like Saturday as normal. I moved my Friday lifts to Saturday because on Friday I felt really sick, and I was able to do them the Friday, big Friday, medium Friday, I guess, on Saturday of last week. So it kind of replaced all of my deadlifts, and that means I'm 2 weeks removed from the last deadlift session, and I wasn't sure where I would start off and where I would find to be challenging. So I basically did exactly the same weights that I did last time, but I think I increased the reps. So I did, pardon me, Romanian deadlifts last time I did at 245 pounds because that was what I was working with. I was working on the deadlift platform that the powerlifters use, and I just loaded 2 plates and a 10, and I did that same 2 plates and a 10-ish here, but it's a little bit less weight, right? Because one plate is a 44 pound rather than 45 pounds in kilos, if you're thinking about it like that. So this would look like 245 in pounds, but again, these are kilos, so this is about 242 pounds. It was pretty challenging, so I'm glad that I started here rather than kind of increasing from what I did 2 weeks ago. And then after this, I moved into my sumo deadlifts, and those felt so awesome. Like, no pain whatsoever. It didn't even feel awkward. Like, sometimes when I sumo deadlift, it feels awkward, but this time was no issue, and I am very happy with how that went. As far as it goes, I did 143 last time, so 2 weeks ago I did 143 kilos, which is 315 pounds, or 3 plates. And so today I did 3 plates again, which is 140 kilos, about 308-ish. And yeah, here's my first kind of set at doing my sumo deadlift. This is what that setup looks like. I'm trying my best to keep my hips as square as possible, and then get my hips a little bit extended from the ground, and then push with my legs rather than pulling up with my posterior chain. And I think it's going very well. So 140 here. Again, I did 315, I guess I should say it like that. 315 last time, but I ended up doing just 3 sets of 3 rather than 3 sets of 5. And these felt really great. Just being able to lower the weight like this, it felt like I was really in control, and it felt like I was getting the work that I always want to get, but just haven't been able to lately. My thumb is doing thumb things. It's not in a position to be holding onto the bar. I'm not gonna be able to hook grip with this thing for, I want to say, probably a week and a half, maybe longer than that. I'm not sure. It's definitely not as bad as it had seemed it was gonna be on Thursday, but it's definitely impacting the way I do. Look at that, I hit my thumb. It's gonna impact the way that I kind of think about training moving forward, which is not the end of the world. It's for me, like, just being able to work around it is more than I think is necessary. You know, like, some people like to just take it off and let the thumb heal, just because, like, a lot of things have been kind of getting injured, and now would seem like a good time for me to slow down, but I don't want to slow down. I was just starting to build momentum up, and so, yeah. After that, I moved into some bench presses. I was experiencing a lot of shoulder issues yesterday and today. For my medium Friday yesterday, there was no issue whatsoever with my left shoulder. But at night, when I went to work, I was feeling very creaky in my entire shoulder joint. I don't know how to even explain it. I was talking to Brian today about it, and he's experiencing some shoulder pain as well. He could pinpoint his exact kind of issues, but for me, it just feels like the whole shoulder joint. It feels like maybe the head of my arm, the head of my humerus, is kind of being pushed into my shoulder joint at some points. So I didn't want to push super heavy on my bench presses, so I ended up just doing 135 for 5 sets of 10, which is super easy. And at some point, my shoulder stopped hurting, and maybe it's just because I started getting warmed up. And with that thought in mind, that is a positive way of thinking about it, because if it is kind of related to the joints themselves, if I'm getting better with warming it up, then it's not necessarily related to the joint. It's more so the muscles and the way that it's being coordinated in my movement pattern. So yeah, I finished off with some back extensions. I wasn't going to do those rows today because, again, that my shoulder's been giving me mad issues. But yeah, overall, like, my back is awesome. I'm super happy with it. Again, I think that it's going to become less and less of a topic on these videos very shortly. But yeah, today, I guess, is the second day of the Thumb Chronicles. So we'll be talking about that moving forward. But thank you for watching. Shoots.